Hello, Enid, and welcome to another City Update with your host, Derrick Silas, the Communications Director for the city. And today I have the Assistant City Manager, Scott Morris, as my guest.
Thanks for having me on, Derrick.
All right. You know, last week was a very busy week.
Wow. You know, that was a very interesting commission meeting that we had last Wednesday night.
Yes.
There was a big turnout by our community that had an interest in what was going on with Mayor and Commissioner's decision on masks. I was really proud of several people that showed up. One 12-year-old girl had an unpopular opinion, and she stood up there and talked about what she wanted to talk about. And I'm proud of our community for that. And the mayor and commissioners made their decision, and you know, that was an interesting thing. 5-2 vote against, and no mandatory masks in Enid. That was a very interesting meeting. I do see that today is the day that Walmart, Lowe's, and several other places have made their own corporate decisions where masks are required. And I would like to ask our citizens to do what we do and be good Enid citizens and be respectful of businesses that are asking you to wear masks into their establishments, that we do that and we set the good example. And if we want to go do business in there, that we will mask up and go in there and do it. And so I just encourage you guys to do that. And you know, there will be employees that may ask you to put a mask on if you're not wearing one. And let's be respectful of those employees. They're following what their bosses are asking them to do, following their company protocol. Yeah. And let's be good Enid citizens and treat those people nicely.
I agree. So today, here's another week. We're going to have a busy week today. Today we're going to start with the Mapc meeting. Can you tell me a little bit about what's going to happen?
Yes, we have an Mapc meeting every month, and so tonight there are several things on the agenda. There are usually zoning, lot splits, sometimes there are hearings. There are a couple of things that are on there tonight. One is a hearing for an accessory building ordinance. And what happens is anytime you want to build a shed or a shop in your backyard, you have to go to the code department, have to see if it meets the qualifications, and there is another ordinance up that's going to be on MAPC, and then we'll be in the study session and again in regular session tomorrow night on these accessory buildings and the maximum size of buildings allowed on different sizes of lots. And so I don't want to spend a whole lot of time going over it, but I'll give you a quick breakdown. Lots that are currently less than 1/4 in size an acre are currently allowed to have accessory buildings up to 650 square feet. And the new ordinance would propose allowing up to 900 square feet of accessory building. Lots from 1/4 acre to 1/2 acre are currently allowed 720 square feet for accessory buildings, and the new proposed policy would allow 1,200 square feet for accessory buildings. So we're going quite a bit more lenient than we were. And the third group that has a limit would be 1/2 acre to 1 acre. The current ordinance says 800 square feet maximum for buildings, and we're going to allow up to 1,600 square feet, 1/2 acre to 1 acre. Okay. So that's a big jump. Over 1 acre is restricted by your pocketbook and whatever code says for setbacks and things like that. As far as how big you want to build your building. Applies to residential. And so those are some of the proposals that we're putting forward. Over the last 5 years, there have been 14 different variances that have gone in front of the board for them to look at and approve. And more than half of these wouldn't even need to go get a variance under the new proposed accessory building ordinance.
Okay, very good.
So other than that, at MAPC, there are some lot splits and zoning issues. Nothing too big for MAPC.
Okay. So tomorrow we're going to have our study session and the regular city commission meeting.
Yes, sir.
Those are going to be big too. So tell me about the study session.
Study session. I think one item that isn't on there is a meeting tomorrow with the Vance Air Force Base Committee. I believe
Mike Cooper.
If Mike Cooper is available, he'll probably give an update during the study session. But on there again will be accessory buildings, so we'll be talking about that with the mayor and commissioners, giving them a chance to see what the proposed ordinance changes for accessory buildings. And the third item that will be on there, well, there's actually another one besides that, but the next item that will be on there is talking about the problems that we've had at the new wastewater plant. A week from Saturday, so almost probably 10 days now, I'm trying to remember what date it was, Saturday before last, but we had some spectacular lightning storms in the area. I don't know if you were out and saw how crazy the lightning was, but it caused significant problems for us, and in an area that most citizens don't think about, don't see. But at our wastewater plant, there was an OG&E pole that went down, and the breaker did not trip to it, and the electrical current came into the wastewater plant and destroyed at least 3 different OG&E transformers that are very expensive. Luckily, OG&E owns them and not the city of Enid. But connected to those transformers were wiring going into several different places in the plant, and our wiring was melted and destroyed because of that electrical system that we had with those lightning storms. And so it's an emergency. If you can imagine, our entire wastewater plant at that point is running on generator power only. That was about 10 days ago, and we have had some issues with our generators and had to have semi-truck mobile rented units come in from Oklahoma City and hook back into our plant so that we stay in compliance and not have any issues with our sewer. So we are currently dealing with that, and it's an emergency issue to get the electrical repairs done, and it's very expensive. We got 3 quotes. The one that came back that we're using is $155,000 and change just to do the rewiring at the wastewater plant. They're currently on site working on it right now. So that's on the study session, and then there'll be some action items during the regular agenda to approve those emergency funds and those that quote to get the repairs done. So that is going on.
They're going to do a study in the study session also. Weren't they going to be doing a looking at the compensation plans that they have for other mayors and commissioners?
Yes.
In other cities.
Maybe not everyone's aware, but our mayor and commissioners who work very hard and have had to make decisions about masks and COVID and all these things that they never thought they would have to do. None of them get paid anything. These are all guys that do all of their homework, they do all their study, they come to all of these meetings. They don't get paid unless you count the meal that we buy them every now and then as a payment. So they're taking a look at what other cities are doing. I don't know what the decision might be, but we're looking into the possibilities of is this something that the city of Enid should compensate for or not? So they're going to be looking at that, and then
well, that would go to a vote of the people if we decide to go that route anyway, right?
My understanding, yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Good with the study session now. Let's talk about the commission meeting, which is going to be hybrid type, some on Zoom and some there in City Hall. Let's talk about that.
Yes. There will be people on Zoom. Whenever you see right there on the screen when it says that they're attending via video conference, that means they have the option to do that. We have to put that on there as if we want to give them the option. That doesn't mean that they won't be in the council chambers. But if we say that they're going to be in the council chambers, then they can't be on Zoom, and so that's why we put it on there like that. I imagine we'll have a few commissioners on Zoom, and we of course are inviting the public on Zoom. I would like to ask the public to be courteous with the things that they say, and if they have comments or try to unmute themselves, to be courteous during our meetings. We always want to allow people to get their point of view across and have some order to our meetings. And that's the way we're going to do our meetings probably for a while. We'll do a hybrid meeting with Zoom and in the council chambers. We do want a social distance, so we really want to restrict the number of seats that are in there just from a social distancing standpoint. So if it is something that you're very interested in, please join the Zoom call. Watch it on Facebook, watch it on YouTube. Items that will be on the agenda are ones we've already talked about a little bit. The accessory building ordinance will be on there. The emergency repairs at the wastewater plant will be on there. There are a lot of consent items. Let's see what else is on there. The hearing, that's for the accessory building, the hearing. There are a few budget reappropriations that we're doing that are standard procedure type things. So those are the main points that are happening with the main agenda. I do believe we have a collective bargaining agreement that will be approved for our AFSCME union. These are the guys that are picking up your trash, doing all of the heavy lifting in Enid. They've agreed on one, and we've agreed to it. So now the mayor and commissioners have a chance to approve that collective bargaining agreement. So hopefully that will be done and wrapped up. And that wraps it up, really.
Okay.
So
let's do a quick update on the efforts for the storm debris pickup.
Oh, yes. So we've got 2 operators. We've got 2 clamshell trucks. These guys have been working a lot of overtime trying to get the limb pickup completed, still from May 22nd. That was a big storm, and a lot of debris was put out, especially once we said that we would pick it up for free. Yeah. And so they're about through the city on the first time around. They're finishing up the north central part of Enid, and then they will be going back around and revisiting a couple of the areas that were the very first to be picked up, including Southern Heights and Brookside. Those are about the first areas to be picked up, but not everyone had their brush out at that time. So we're going to hit that one more time, and then we'll get back to our normal schedule. Right now there are about 242 work orders out there for storm pickup. So that's down from, we had over 850 in the queue at one time. So we've made huge efforts on getting that picked up. And this time of year is normal for us to have a couple hundred in the queue ready to be picked up. So we're about down to where we normally are in the summer. So we're working hard. After we get those areas picked up, then hopefully people's debris and trash bulk pickup that they've been putting out, we'll get to it.
Okay, very good. Any other thing you think any other updates?
I think that's all I can think of right now, Derek. I just I appreciate the chance to serve the city of Enid, and I know that this is a difficult time for all of us. We don't all like to wear masks. We don't all want to wear masks, but I just wanted to hit on that, to be kind to the employees that may ask you to put a mask on if you're in an establishment. And I believe in Enid. I believe in the citizens, and I'm proud to be one of them. So
yeah, well, I appreciate for your updates today.
Yes, thanks, Derek.
And we want to ask you all in the public, Enid, to continue to come to here and see updates every Monday at 1:30 p.m. Unless something's happening, we'll be here. Other than that, just have a great day.